We got a good one today, and we are no longer under the weather. We are over the weather. Actually, the weather's really nice, but either way, I'm not feeling sick anymore, so that's good. We got a good back and bicep workout coming up. Going to check the weight first, a little bit out of the ordinary, but I don't know. I'm feeling a little heavy today. Maybe it's the chocolate milk. We got intra-workout chocolate milk going, so that should be good. Let's see what we got here for the weight. There's all this stuff on the scale. Scale's supposed to be new. The E-Tech City scale. 0 is what it should say, not 5.6. Let's go. Weight loss reclaimed. All right, let me show you the workout. Hang on. All right, so here's the plan. I was wrong yesterday. Actually, it was day 65. Somewhere along the line, I jumped one day ahead. So we're going to go for something a little heavier on the chin-ups for the 1 rep. Then we'll do 90 for 6, 70 for 8. Some double rows, 2 sets. Single arm pulls, 2 sets. And then we're going to try and add in some more bicep volume if possible. Dumbbell curls, 2 sets. Then farmer curls, 2 sets. And check this out for the intra-workout. We got the chocolate milk going. Should be good. Should fill up the stomach. A little heavier, but I wasn't super happy with the range of motion on it. So that footage will never make the light of YouTube. So instead, we'll just move right down to 90 pounds. This felt solid. In some ways, not in all ways, but in some ways, it's nice to see the chin-ups feeling a little tougher because with the last bulk, that just meant the body weight was starting to stick a little more. So who knows? Is that just me coping with getting weaker at them? Possibly. 70 pounds. Sorry about the heavier attempt, but I'm not going to post something that's not even, close. Everyone's got their story as to why they didn't make what they went out for, but I just missed position from the beginning. And when you're going for something new territory, like, you just got to commit. You can't be out of position. You got to be positioned full power, like, go for it. And I needed to do that a little better. And the day after you're feeling a little under the weather, probably not the best time to do that. But I feel much better today. Got the chocolate milk going into workout, so the power's there. I just didn't execute appropriately there. So anyway, short story long, 70, hopefully 8, and then we're on to some double rows, which a little breach of protocol, but I think it's light enough where it's not going to mess with the lower back at all, and it'll help me start to get the erector spinae working for deadlift day on Thursday. The end of the deload has come. The time of the compounds is at hand. Next door neighbor's leaf blowing again. Double dumbbell rows. I'm thinking 15 because 75 is going to be relatively easy compared to what I was doing at peak strength. But of course, I haven't done these in a little while, so we'll see. This will wake up the lumbar though for Thursday. Get some pops here. There we go. All right. Can't wait for all the comments. Rest in peace, lower back, low back death, spinal. That felt really solid. I think 15 would have been fine, but I'll play it safe. I'll probably rest it maybe 45 seconds and then do a set of 8 instead of 15 and 10, 12 and 8. But we'll ramp these up pretty quick. What I'm thinking for Saturday is, that's my other back day, if you're new to the channel. On that day, do the seal rows, because I think 48 hours is probably enough to recover from 2 sets of these for deadlifts. But Saturday, trying to do moderately heavy back squats, only 24 hours after doing heavy bent over rows. Not sure how that would go, so that might be the move. We'll still keep these in at least once a week though, because yeah, those lats, immediately I feel them firing. Of course, it's all about the squeeze and the contraction. Nonsense. All right, we'll give it another 15 seconds and then go for it. I finished my chocolate milk. That is sitting quite nicely in the stomach. I don't know, I mean, I don't even think there's any fat in chocolate milk. Like, it's not like chocolate whole milk. I'm pretty sure it's literally just sugar and protein, which is a perfect post-workout or intra-workout. You know, you get your carbs, your calories, a little bit of protein to kind of keep you full, you know, in case you're getting hungry. All right, let's get it. All right, a little rest. Time for some single arm pull downs. I better center this up. Still using the new straps. Try and break them in a little bit for deadlifts on Thursday. Back feels good after those double dumbbell rows. They're tough on the lower back, but how else are you going to get your lower back strong? I mean, if you just, either the strategy is to never pick anything up again that's questionably heavy, and don't strength train, which is not a viable strategy, or get your lower back as strong as possible so that when you do have to move something, or when you need to lift randomly, like an air conditioner or something like that, that you're a little more bulletproof and able to withstand that strain. That's the strategy I'd rather take, as opposed to just tread with caution throughout the rest of your life, about using your lower back for anything. I mean, hip hinging is like the most basic way to pick something up. Obviously, it's good to use your legs too, but you get a lot of power from the glutes and low back. Anyway, I'm gonna get this set. So hopefully 12. We shall see. That out of the way. Got a hip cramp. I am hydrated too. That felt good. 100 pounds is getting easier, but for sure not ready to move up yet, which is fine. If you've been following the channel, you know I've been at this weight for a long time, but that's part of the message, as it were, that I'm trying to spread, with lifting, is you got to be comfortable getting consistent with weights. You're not going up every week. That's not reasonable. All right. that stretch. Try not to clench the teeth. Rest it for a second. And then we'll go 8 and 8. And then we're on to dumbbells. And I should have time to do all 4 sets for the biceps, which will be out of the ordinary. Usually we're just getting 1 to 2. So that'll be a good step for the bulk. But I feel like yesterday's workout was kind of not a letdown, but obviously we were not at peak strength. So maybe this makes up for that a little bit. Is there another bike? Is this the same bike just going back and forth? Whatever. We live at the top of a little hill here, so I think people like to, you know, they're not catching any air or anything, but there's a good downward stretch right after our house. So people generally rip it up the road and then, you know, kind of coast afterwards. So we get to hear the full glory of the Honda Civic as it goes by. Last one, good stretch. Also tomorrow, stretches out the pec tendon. Tomorrow, gonna do some very light log press. I don't think we're going full to log press. I want to try and stick to the hard mark of Thursday. But who knows? We're basically at the end of the deload. It's just over the time of the deload, the Shaw Classic happened, which was epic. And I could not lift any heavy weights during that time frame because we were on the deload. So got all that energy stored up, ready to go. Okay, we'll give it a couple seconds and then we're going to get those curls in. Ah, 9 and 10 would have been sloppy at best repetitions, so it's all good. So now we're gonna do 1 set regular curl with these, 2 sets hammer curl. Whew. All right, happy with that. Again, great aspirations for this workout to hit some PRs, but really just to be able to hold steady after not feeling as great, you know, that's more reasonable. Hey, if you made it this far in the video, comment, should I go easy on log press tomorrow and just do 25 each side, or because the deload is planned to end on Thursday, should we end the deload early and just go big tomorrow? I think you know which way I'm leaning. It's only one day. All right. Got to give the people what they want, right? I think we might weigh in 210 this week. Seeing that at 208 today, after not eating as much food, I think we're almost there. All right, I'm gonna give it a couple seconds, and then I might do a set of holds too, possibly. We'll see. I have to change the song. Sorry. All right. Come on. You know what? This will lead to a good thumbnail. It's all about the thumbnail for the views. Sad but true. Metallica reference, anyone? All right. I think that's it for today. That was a good one, though. Very happy. Except my one rep on the chin-ups. I think I could have done better, but it's all good. Again, the day after not feeling great. Not really the best time to try something new territory, but I believe most of this is up there. You know, you can convince yourself out of doing something, you convince yourself into doing something. So I find most of the time just, you know, get focused and you can more than likely accomplish what you set out to do as long as it's a reasonable increase. That's how I'm able to make jumps sometimes and stuff, is I do something and then I make a 5-pound increase and I'm like, well, I did, you know, like a bench 275 for 10. I should be able to get 285 for, or 280 for, like I did 285 for 8 and it felt pretty easy. 295 for 6 felt pretty easy, just because those were kind of logical jumps in my mind, but they were all new territory. You know, but I was able to just convince myself, yes, this is doable, you know. So that's where I think before a workout, sometimes going over in your head what you're going to do can be very helpful. Writing out beforehand. Sometimes I'll do that the day before. I've done that with bench a couple times where I write, like I wrote 300 for 6 last Thursday, and then I did it on Friday. And I wrote, I don't know what it was, like 295 for 6. And then I wrote, there were a bunch of other times when I've done things like that with deadlift, like when I was trying to get 500 for 10. I wrote it on the board a day before and just was like, it's already done. Because once I write it down on the board, statistically, 99.9% of the time it happens. When I don't write it on the board, I leave it more to chance. So like the day before I did 600, even it was 2 weeks before, I was like, I had it in my mind that I was going to do it. But the actual day before, after I finished my shoulder workout, I wrote 600. That was it on the board and just started getting that in my head that it was going to happen. And something about writing it on there, you know, maybe it gives me 1% extra strength, but 1%, you know, can make the difference sometimes between moving it and not moving it, you know. Like what is, well, I won't even get into that. Eddie Hall was talking about this with Mitch Hooper, and he was asking him about the 1,100 pound deadlift and if Mitch was going for it and where Mitch was at and what he thought he could do. And Mitch had done like 1,045, I think. Absolutely absurd. But Eddie was saying that he was kind of somewhere similar basically, and that he added up all these little things that boosted him each by 1%. You know, so little tricks like that, like writing it down beforehand, thinking about it beforehand, watching other people do similar things on YouTube beforehand just gets you in the mindset. Because if you just go into your lift like cold, no thought process about what you're going to do, you didn't watch anything motivational beforehand, you didn't get fired up beforehand, you didn't think about what you were going to do beforehand, I would bet that workout is not going to be as good as the person who prepares beforehand, thinks about what they're going to do, envisions actually physically doing the repetition beforehand. I think that the person envisioning and planning and basically doing it mentally in their head before even doing it is going to do better. So that's my thought process there. And the reason for that thought process is because I've seen it work a bunch of times for myself. So it's not based on nothingness. It's not based on just an idea I had. I would say it's a proven strategy for me. I don't know if it'll work for you or not, but you know, same reason people listen to music after work, going to the gym. You know, get fired up, get pumped up, get focused. You know, get in the zone. So that's it for today. Log press tomorrow, possibly. Vote below if you think we should go all out on the log press. All out being probably 175. I'm not going to go back to 200 right away, more than likely, because I haven't done it in a little while, so I want to make sure the form's locked in. But I'm kind of leaning in that direction because I'm kind of over the deload. It's been right about 3 weeks of sadness and despair, so I think it's time to turn back to the light and start the heavy weights again. So that'll probably be the plan tomorrow, and we will check the height possibly tomorrow or Thursday. I need to check it in the morning to keep it accurate from last time, because last time I checked it was at like 7 or 8 a.m. because your height does decrease over the day. So again, like with the weight, like if you check your weight in the afternoon, that'll be relatively consistent, assuming you eat the same food, sleep the same, your activity level is the same. The morning is the easiest because you haven't eaten any food more than likely, you know, early in the morning. You haven't done any activity yet. The, you know, standard will be relatively consistent. So same goes with the height. You're fresh out of bed as long as you slept decently well. If you don't sleep as long, I think that actually hurts the number too, because you don't accrue as much regeneration or spinal fluid or something like that. So, you know, point being, keep your tracking consistent with those kind of things. So probably do that Thursday morning or Wednesday morning if we're planning to log press tomorrow. But we'll see. If you made it to the end of the video, like I said, comment what should we go for on log press tomorrow, and I hope you have an excellent day. Hope you're getting a good workout in, and don't forget to hydrate because it's toasty. It's not terrible out. It's like 70s, 80s. So not the 95-degree weather that we had 4 or 5 weeks ago. All right, that's it. Thanks so much for tuning in. Peace.